Welcome to Factorio, or rather welcome back to Factorio, as I've covered this before. We're slightly further on than we were the previous times I've shown this off. We're about 3 hours in, I've set up the basics, it's pretty much ready to now expand and look at what else is going on. This game is still in early access, but later on in the year it will go out of early access, just into access, I'm guessing. Which is a weird thing, but that's how gaming is these days. This game, coincidentally, is also exactly what EA intended all of those loot boxes and that to be, because this is an immense sense of accomplishment and just, you know, massive fucking heroin addiction, really. Although it's not really an addiction, because you just bloody love it so much that you don't want to give it up, which, as far as I'm aware, isn't really how heroin works. Like, you bloody love the rush. But on this, it's just lovely all of the time. There's no negative things other than the fact that you sit down, you begin to play it, and before you know it, it's 2 weeks later on, your wife's left you, your children have died, and the bank has come to repossess your house because you've been playing Factorio all the time. But that's okay, because we still got Factorio, am I right, people? Still really not the best setup here, quite small as far as what I've got. I've got some construction going on over here, or rather a hack construction of walls, which we are keeping stowed up there. Very important. We haven't really made any contact yet, but that's not true. We've got a tiny bit of contact up here, a little bit of red. I'm slightly... I put down... no, cancel. I'm trying to use all my different gamings now out here. How do I make that thing go away? Delete, that's the one. So I need to figure out where oil is, because I've just unlocked it, but we don't appear to have any oil. We've also got bad bees down there. What did we just unlock? Oh, we just finished oil processing. Maybe we can now see it on the map. I was very confused. I haven't seen any oil on the map. I haven't seen any radioactive business on the map. None of that. Anyway, research. We are quite a bit further on. We've done all of this down here. If you are skilled, you'll just quickly pause now and see what it is that I've done. If you've played this before, you'll already know, probably. So we will probably want to roach. No, we don't want to roach. We want to develop this one here. Engines. Which gives us engines as you would probably expect. Although we do still have some problems down here. I've got one factory working on building ammunition, but it's not really fully caught up yet, but it's very nearly caught up, and we haven't been attacked yet. That's good. I haven't died, and I've done preparation, so I'm now ready for an attack. They aren't that vicious yet, but they will get more vicious later on. Do we now then have oil in the area that we can see or work with? Cancel, because I want to move the map, which I've been used. What game do you drag the map with the right mouse button? Because I've been playing one where you do that. Because I'm quite clearly trying to do that now. But no, doesn't look like there is. Your coal. This down here, I would logically say is radioactive business, but it's probably a forest. Yeah, it probably is. So where do we find some of that oil? We probably need another radar, don't we? Because you sort of discover the map out here. You can see they're scanning the sectors. And they also give a sort of a range boost of your view on the map in the area immediately surrounding it. To build another one, I do have a little bit of an area down here where we've got the... Down here, what are these called? Those are words, and they're difficult to use right now. They are, of course, called our heater boiler system down here. This is what's currently generating our electricity. And we'll plop down you here. You're scanning. You're pushing quite high. So before too long, we will need to set up some sort of new monitoring system. We've got something over here, which just looks like peat bog, but it's not really anything useful, is it? Oil. Nothing is really visible, which is really, really annoying. I need oil. It's very important. We'll also eventually be needing some radioactive material, some unprocessed radioactive material to enrich and use as nuclear power. This game gets quite comprehensive and just very good throughout, really. But no, it doesn't look like we've got any of that, so we may have to go on a scouting mission at some point. We can now see over here, for example, that we're scanning that sector, so we will gradually uncover the map as it scans. It might detect these ones, but they won't update unless we've got active coverage. Which you can see you've got here of a specific range. Don't know how far out that is, but from this point to there, we are currently getting an active live feedback, which is very useful when you have a larger base and you want to keep track of what's going on, because you will eventually just run out of time and space and something will come under attack, and you need to see what it is. Do we now have every gun turret is now up and running? And for some reason, they still haven't added on a manual toggle for the lamps, because it would be nice if I could just toggle them on when it gets a bit dark. It waits just a wee bit too long, in my opinion. We could possibly put another one over here to light up parts of this area. Although we could use one up here as well to light up that bit. I like having proper visibility, but whatever. What is that up there? Can we go? Okay, no, we're clicking on that. We need to see what that is that we're seeing up here. Is this something usable, or is it just like clay or something? Because we're in a very different type of environment that I've ever been in before. This looks much more like some sort of deserty area. So they've obviously upgraded that since I last played. Let's run up here and see if we can find that piece of land that I thought I saw. Hang on, is this got elevation now? Or is that just... Is this just elevation? Is this... No, is this elevation or is this what? I don't know. I don't remember it having elevation before, which would be quite weird if it does now. Or it might just be some highly scraggly rocky business. You know what, I should probably look this oily thing up. Maybe they changed how all of that works so you can't just see it as a resource on the map. I should look into that actually, shouldn't I? Yes, I should. According to the Wikipedia for this game, there should be an X marking an oil field. We currently don't have an X marking an oil field, so we probably don't have anything within our visible range. That's a very problem. We finished researching the engine, however, so we can move on to something entirely different. Flammables, not really useful right now. We can go with plastics, not useful. Solar power might be useful. Concrete might be useful, but not really at the moment, although that will unlock nuclear power. And it will unlock then later on the atomic bomb, uranium ammo, covarics enrichment process, and nuclear fuel reprocessing. We can't go into that one because we need a different type of science packs. And advanced orders processing also requires that. So we can go for... What does it take to get trains? You need what? You need logistics too, because that will be useful, because the oil is obviously quite far away. So if we go in and we grab this here, the second tier of logistics, we should be able to eventually at least unlock the right things we need. But we do need to find a bloody oil field somewhere, don't we? How are we doing in terms of the science? We look sort of okay. Are we looking up in terms of production? Let's pop down here and see now that it's daytime. What have we got? Are you all still producing? Are we getting quite low on the old copper, aren't we? But you're looking okay in terms of science packs. The green science packs are looking a bit concerned. But you've got plenty of stuff to work with, so that shouldn't be a problem. Are you nowhere near empty, actually? You're just using a lot more now. So are we using... How much more we're using? And why are we using much more? You are not really using much. So I'm guessing, okay, they're slowly building up again. I had lots backed up here, but that's, yeah, okay. And we've got stone. You're still working here. You haven't picked up anything up here. What we need to do, very important, is make sure that we've got enough coal down by our little facilities down at the steam engines. Don't know why I can't do words. I'll try and do that later on. But we'll go down here now and do a stock up of coal. How far down has this gone? If these stop, we are toasted, and it takes a lot of coal to get it all heated back up. Thankfully, though, you are on what? You're on 600 and you're on 700. So if we pop you in here, is there not a command out here to do it with half? I thought there was. Okay, no, everything, sorry. Okay, I'll put you back in there so we don't mess it up any more than I've already done. You'll get more coal later on. Don't worry about it. It'll be a while. I hope. But we do need another steam engine at some point, because we are running a bit low. This bloke here has been building turrets. We've got 3 remaining in there, but we don't really need it. I've sort of fenced in my starting area, and that's looking okay, at least for now. And do we have anything else? Well, there is the engine thing. Can we build a car yet? That would be very useful for me at the moment. Car? Car? Is that a thing that we have? No, we've got engines. I've got this here, which I don't know how works at all, so I won't touch it. I could replace some of our little cables right with that, although I do need some, what's it called? Is it called steel? Yeah, it's called a steel furnace. It's very confusing because there's iron and there's also steel. So in order to actually... No, we can't do that there, can we? Christ, I might have to change some of this around, because I need to do something with coal, as I need to do Well, I haven't unlocked the electrical furnace yet, so I need to use a furnace to make steel that requires coal. And in order to not have to restock everything, I'll have to do it somewhere else. And where can we do that? It's not efficient, this. If you know how to play this very efficiently, this is not the video for you. It never is. I never really do the maximum efficiency thing because I think it's a bit dull and boring. But we can at the very least try and do something here. Now we can try and see, you need some more, oh, you need more of that. But that's what we need in order to, okay, that's confusing. We need a thing to do a thing. And we need to grab the iron plates over here. The best thing for me would be if I could loop it sort of around at about here. We bring this thing down and then go, oh no, but you'll need it over here. So we might need you to go down and then go over and then around somehow. Like, I'm sure I can do this if we just... Oh, because you need down there, so I can't do that right. Yeah, it's getting confusing now. Because we need... Anyway, fuck it. We'll just have to do it manually then. I've done it manually before, so we'll do it manually again. I'll technically still have to do it manually, but whatever, eh? Plop down a good old little furnace there. Put down a little chest. Not there, that's a terrible spot. Pop down a inserter. Pop down an inserter. Pop down a pole, thank you. We just need some fuel for you. But thankfully we got a chest right up here with loads of coal in it because we're producing more coal than we're currently using. Thank you for giving me coal. We'll need to run down real quick and insert it into the machine. And they will now just insert in and they'll do their thing. This bloke down here is doing magazines, but we can just swap it out for a normal inserter. We don't need that much right now. I was in quite a desperate rush to just get every turret filled with ammo, but we do now. And we do appear to have a little bit circulating, so that's okay. Besides, we are not running any damage or shooting speed upgrades on the turrets yet, so they're not as deadly as they have been in the later stages of the game, which is when I last remember playing, of course. So everything is okay. I'm hoping. You're producing, what, 1, 2, 3... what we were doing, we were building these things, weren't we? Yeah, we were building, actually we need to build that one there. But we just need more of that. But let's try then and get one of these because they work a bit quicker. So it might actually be worth doing that now. You are now waiting for 2 more. Got it. Meanwhile, we can have a look again at the map and see, no, nothing's been uncovered yet. I don't know if these unlucky thingies are working together to uncover the map. I'm hoping they are. But we can, at the very least, go in here and maybe... what does that need, actually? That needs a lot of useful materials that I can just sort of do out of me arse, and that's okay. So we can plop down another one of these little scanner thingies in a moment when it's ready. Drop it down. Oh, bugger. Yeah, there's nothing up here, but we'll drop it down right out of the edge. Then use our last remaining there to keep scanning. So have you uncovered anything? No, but we have expanded up here a little bit, certainly, in terms of what we can see. So no sign yet, but hopefully any minute now we will uncover some oil and we will need to do some sort of expedition to actually get a hold of that. Ha! We might need another one of those boilers now, because we are now actually pushing onto the max here, so we need some cogs. Grab some cogs off of this belt. We need some pipes, which we get from using this. Just thank you, 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 thank you. And you can now build. Can you build one? You can. Do we not have a... We do have one of those, so we only really need another steam engine. We've got lots backed up here in terms of science packs, so that's not really a concern right now. Although, eventually we'll have to look into getting blue science, which, as far as I remember, is a massive pain in the behind. But that's okay. I like pains in the back. It's fun. Probably why I'm not a proctologist, but we'll try and sort this out anyway. Can you actually build that there where everything is powered? Thank you. And then we need to grab a steam engine. Yes. Oh, that's not really in a usable spot, is it? So plop you down here. Then you can plop down... No, we need you to plop down in a very different position where it's actually, you know, worthwhile using. So we'll have to redo this here, which is really not pretty, but we have to redo this whole net as soon as we have enough steel to do so. Plop you down here. Can you not be extended out here to just reach? No, you can't. You just about can't reach. So it'll have to look a bit naff until we actually sort that out a bit later on. You need... Oh, you need one of these. Thank you. Right, to Hello, I said right to there, thank you. Then we do a inserter, and we do... Oh, we need more... Why can't we just do one of those? Actually, this might be better for us, because we can plop it down. They've got much bigger range. They've got a much better footprint, like right over there, for example. That's now sorting all of that out. We then grab... We got the inserter, so we plop down this thing. And I could have sworn there were like a... There we go. See, we now grab a bit of that, plop it in there. And we just got to keep an eye out on this, that it doesn't expire out of control for us. So we can make our way back into our facility. It's not the best wall. It's not, you know, bulletproof or anything like that. There's plenty of gaps here. If the aliens does breach through, and technically we're the aliens. It's a weird game, this. It sort of explains to you the horrors of colonization. Because you arrive on this planet and it's your job basically to prepare it for colonization. And that unfortunately means taking on all of the indigenous people. Had this been set, say, some 100 years ago in America, it would have been a very different tone, I think. But it's not. Or it could have been set in, like, India or something like that as well. Just anywhere in the old British Empire. And it would have been a very different game that would have taught us the horror of all of that. But it's not. And it's a bit of a shame, really, because gaming kind of needs to take on those heavy topics. But in another way, it's good because you can actually enjoy it without feeling morally bankrupt. Can we then try now get started on... No, we can't, because we need a lot of steel and a lot of copper. But we are actually running out of copper, I've just noticed, and that is a problem. So we may need to put down another miner over here, and we're using the electric miners. We need to delete that light, and all of this might have to actually change for now. Get rid of you, just get rid of these here and get them away. As soon as, right over on, whoops, yeah, you tend to sometimes step onto other conveyor belts and you just get transported around, which is weird when you're trying to place down something. And it makes me irrationally angry when I do that, because I get really pissed off at myself. Anyway, let's plop down here, and you can plop down there, and everything will be happy and wonderful, and we will have lots of good times. Also some bad times. And we can always blame it on the boogie. We pop down you right over here so everything is now powered. That should keep all of these working. Unless, of course, we've now exceeded the capacity of our old stone furnaces. We don't need to grab any of that because we've got plenty. I could actually plop some of it down on the ground to give us better walking speeds, but I'm not going to just yet. We need instead to grab only 4. Fuck me, have we run out of one of these? No, we haven't. But they're working sort of okay in terms of speed. We can now do 3 of these, so we'll just try and pay attention here and see how much backs up. Because it does seem that they do back up a little bit, so let's do 1, 2. Swap out these old stone furnaces, who have done quite a good job for us. I mean, they've done 1,200 and 1,900, so they'll be swapped out with the more modern ones here, who works a bit quicker and is probably better. They might be able to keep up with production a little bit better anyway. So we should now see some of it building back up here. Obviously, this thing's using a lot of that, and as soon as we begin to use more of these circuit boards, we will have to expand production, basically. But they're actually all out up here, so we just need to grab some of these now. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. We appreciate that very much. You can now build what? Just 1. We'll have to wait then. Still no sign of oil, but we are seeing more and more alien colonies out and about. Or technically indigenous colonies. We've got the small one and a bigger one up here, which is a worry. Although I don't technically know if it'll show up out here. The Wikipedia didn't tell me anything about that. It is that it'll show up as an X on the map. And it hasn't shown up yet, so we may have to do some exploration later on. Can I just... Oh no, I can't press that button. Can I press... Yeah, I have to press this thing again. Then just remember... No, it's not that one. I've got my overlay thing out here, and it was blocking up part of something important. Which is why everything's... There we go. I just had to find the right F button. Just a bit weird. Anyway, we have a light that I forgot to replace. Yeah, now we get a bit of a backlog built up. That's good. Very good indeed. So we can prop you down over here to get us a bit more light. Actually, we want to put it up here to give us more light of a different area. We can move this light to a different part, like here, for example. Oh no, that's not really great, is it? So delete you, pop you down here. There are sustainable energy options. I believe actually there's only one, which is solar power. which doesn't really work well at night, so we need to build accumulators. It's sort of a game that ends up taking a lot of time because you go down here to energy electric energy electric distribution 2, where you then get these substations, and that then leads on to electric distribution. Hang on, no, do we have that already then? No, we got that there. Then we got that there. No, that's accumulators, which allows us to build an accumulator. That's just a big battery, really. As it says there, batteries, and it also needs batteries, needs sulfur, needs oil, and it just spirals out of control. It's something that seems quite simple when you start out. You immediately realise that it's a massive undertaking, and you just love every moment of it, even though a lot of it is involving despair and fear and just general mayhem. Why are you not working any quicker? You may need to get swapped out for one of the new fancy steel furnaces as well. You haven't even really used that much of that. So, new furnace inbound. It does take a while. I forgot how long it took to do that. You just keep doing magazines. I might need a bit more of that, actually. So, I'll just grab a few. Thank you kindly, sir. Up there we go. That's now down here with 30 on the machine gun. That's useful, really. I'm using a split belt system here to supply my green science pack facilities. We've got the inserters on the left and the belts on the right, or depending on what way it's turned, really. But certainly if it's running upwards, it's that. Same over here, it's just a bit more efficient. And once you begin to add on the other different science packs, you sort of just end up expiring out of control, really. Because you have belts going around, you've got 2 belts going around, or you had 2 belts in the middle as well. It's a massively complicated thing, and you are the only person in the world who knows how this facility works. Which is wonderful. Because if anybody else sat down and was just confused, really, they wouldn't have an idea what to do. And I really need to start splitting some of this off because this is not efficient. Like, if I want to expand my science facility over here, I do need to move all of this away, which is weird. I'm not good at this thing. I know you're supposed to, like, split it off into different sectors. It's just a big old spaghetti as far as I'm concerned. I don't really bother with that because I'm not a planner. I don't plan. I don't do that. I just don't care. That's probably why I don't do any kind of proper high-level management job, innit? Not really a good idea to do that if you don't care much about planning. We'll split you off here then, so you then go down here. We don't need this line over here. We can grab some of those cogs. We don't need those. Don't need the turret right now, but it might be a good idea to keep a development going on that, just to have a bit of reserve should we need to. Much like the walls are good to have in reserve, we might need them. We can then, now that it's a bit quiet, plop down some of these, because they give us a new type of floor here to walk on, which is a bit quicker. And plop them down here, although they are very quickly spent. You spent 1 for every a little grid map over here. So for each one of these, for example, you see, you will need to spend 1 of these. So we'll just quickly slot all of this down, and we'll have expended all of this quite quickly. There's a wee bit of stone there, but if we need to, we can always sort that out with one of the stone miners, which has a bit more range than its actual body thing. So that was all of that we had, just for that little section. So we need to run back here and grab some more. I'll grab you here, for example. We will expend this one just as quickly, I would imagine, but it's very useful, actually, to have this. Oh, let's get off that. Yeah, we've now done this bit up as well, and I'm not going to spend any more stone on that. Let's just check in with our iron facility. You've got 1,900, you've got 5, 10, 14. Yeah, all of this is okay. It's just this one over here. That much like down here, you've got 8, and you've got 17. And this one is digging out a bit of stone as well. Thankfully, the current setup I have actually has it grabbing with all of these arms. But if any of that is missed, it'll be grabbed by this thing down here, which just filters it and puts on that conveyor belt. I could also, technically, if I wanted to, add on a one of those furnaces up here, couldn't I? To speed it up a bit, but we don't have any. And what we need to do, actually, is build some of those. They're useful, the bigger ones. But have you run out of steel down here? What have you run out of steel plates to do? I mean, all of those are working. Has some facility... Oh, it's because I started up with that thing again, innit? Yeah, it would be. We now finished researching logistics level 2. So we can now get on to doing with the trains. Choo-choo! We need a train. Actually, we don't. We need a car. Car's what I want. Give me a car. I want car. Car good. Me like car. Hopefully I don't need to... Well, we can probably have a look here, can't we? We need 8 engine units. What do we need to make an engine unit? We should have that available. engine unit just needs loads of useful things. Okay, good. And that is made in a facility, so all of that is okay. I don't need oil to run a car. I'm happy with that. You don't even need to lubricate the engine. Which seems a bit strange, but I suppose you can just use like Vaseline or something. Surely we can import that. Oh, we got more enemies over there. Delightful, more enemies there. Yeah, you do need quite a lot to build these turrets. 10 cogs, 10 copper plates and 20 iron plates. Don't know why we've got 27 stowed up, because we only need... yeah, it's just gone mad really. We need more cogs. Just more cogs, but we also need the iron plates down at the other end. It just gets out of control. Can you see this? Because you end up needing a lot of the various resources, so you end up spending a lot of time redoing everything like this. Adding on more, and then you need to expand this, and then you realise you've run out of space of the setup we currently have, so you need to move everything, and it's just... It goes out of control. It just goes out of control. And you end up having to eventually justify it to yourself, and you just go, yeah, but it's quite good fun, innit? And you just go, yeah, it is. And then you just leave it. It's like a happy addiction, really. So how bad can it be? We now have 9 of these big brothers, and we can plop them down. Well, we want the first one inside. And actually, no, we don't want it there. We want it as close as possible, so we need to use as few of them as possible. And where is it? It's down there, so if we plop it... Well, we want to avoid plopping it in the middle of our copper field. We just need to make sure that we've got the wire. See how long this one can stretch out for? It's fantastic. So you can stretch to there. You've got a wire. You do have a wire. Then you can stretch to pretty much all the way down here. And if we then plop this thing in the bottom here, and we just grab one of these, as they have a far bigger range, right? Are you willing to do you? Okay, you're willing to do you to... Oh god, no. Or we can fit them in between. So you two... Here, you actually linked up there. So that's good. We can then start removing some of these that are no longer useful. That we re-established a new link with the much longer and taller ones. I don't know if there's any kind of pollution from them. But the aliens or indigenous creatures, they really don't like you. Surprisingly, when you've come up here and you've started up this facility that basically just escalates global warming in the little world, they'll be unhappy about that. Who'd have known? But we just need to make sure down here that we're now running out okay in terms of our production of electricity. You're running okay. All of this is fine. You've got 126, you've got 418, you've got 300. Let's look into getting some coal down there. I suppose I technically have enough conveyor belts to actually run it down there. But I haven't really bothered with that yet. I haven't really thought it necessary. I can just keep it all stowed up here at the top. It would require a major rethink of the whole system. Technically, I could do a major rethink of the system, in that we'd have all of the immediate furnaces and that down here, which then escalate it down this way, so we sort of did a more vertical layout. So like we had the copper facilities here, and we then did it down there, because that would sort of keep it all up here technically, and then use all of this area as well. That would be a good idea. It would take a longer time and more thinking that I'm probably capable of, but we could do that. Anyway, we'll grab all of this up here, see quite a lot of that. Run down and grab some of this into the other devices. Oh yeah, I did just find out that you can right click in order to give just half of what you've got. That's a very useful feature. So we just go down, if you hold down, which one is it? It's shift or whatever. We need to sort out this mess because it's not really going great for us. So down here we will delete that and we will grab one of these. We need some iron plates for that. We should have plenty of that though, so we'll just run along the conveyor belt. Pick some of these up, thank you. We can now put one of these splitters, which is just what it says on the tin. It splits a conveyor belt into 2. We can then, as soon as this is finished, merge it back into the self right here to do this. See, they split it here, and now it just splits up, so we're now utilising both sides of the conveyor belt, which is good. So what can we do in terms of production right now? Well, we're waiting for automobilism to come in. That's very useful for us, but we need to build engines. What do we need for that? We need steel plates. We need gear wheels, or cocks as I call them, and pipes. Right, so let's set up a facility that works with pipes. This would actually benefit from having a more vertical system. It really would, because now it's just getting a bit squiggly, wobbly, woggly, goggly in it. And that's not really useful at all, actually. It would also make it a lot more easy to work with. A lot more easy, a lot easier to work with, wouldn't it? But it just requires all of this to get torn up and redone, and that's a lot of work. But it would benefit. I'm not going to do it now. I'm not doing it now. It's too much time, too much effort, too much confusion as far as I'm concerned. So you need what iron plate to do one. That's okay. We will then plop down a single facility over here. You need what? You need some circuit boards. You need cookies, and you need some plate. Let's grab some plate. And we can grab some circuit boards as well. Thank you. That's enough to sort you out, innit? You've now gone to Jinchun because we finished automobilism. That's fantastic. Just what I needed to hear. We will then also be needing some... what's most useful? We haven't had any contact yet, so we will hold off with that until it's necessary. This, however, actually, solar energy might be a good choice. No, because it only boosts us during the day, not during the night. So we'll finish up here with sulfur processing. You are... oh, you were placed down there, and that was actually correct, because you were a bit bigger. So you need to produce me some pipes. I like piping, me. Although I'm not a plumber. I'm not Mario, that is. We can run over here and grab some more of these steel plates. Thank you all. And just make one underground belt. Very useful, thank you. We can probably delete that one there. We might as well get full range from it. We spent the same amount of material making it. Might as well use all of it, won't we? Yes, we would. So plop you down here so we got range on everything. You're producing that. You need... shit, okay, what do we need to build in order to do an engine unit? We need 3 materials, which means we need a level 2 assembling machine. Oh, hang on, no, we need an engine unit, don't we? No, that's a pump. I'm looking at the wrong thing. So an engine needs also 3 things. Need 1 steel plate, so that needs... do we have that coming in anywhere near? Yeah, we should have that coming in here in terms of the cogs. So I could technically build in down here. On the outside, I know it's on a steel field, but it'll have to do. You... because you will be needing that, and that, and we can just run those 2 things together on one circuit, not circuit board, but one conveyor belt. That's the word. Conveyor belt is me. I can do words. Plop you in here, and then just plop you into a box, which we don't have, but we can do a steel chest. Plop it down there, and we can extend. No, not you. You, thank you. Not you. You. Plop you down there. Okay, thank you kindly. Engine units there. You're down here. You have nothing to place it on. Delete you. Then we run, turn you over, and then we go in here. Can we do another underground? No, we just need a few more of these. Thank you. Now we can. This should thankfully be the last one we do. So we prop it over here. I have deliberately left a bit of a gap. No, a bit of a gap, not a gap down here, so we can run it over on the same conveyor belt without actually making a big mess of it, which is good. Competence, not usually found here, but in a rare case of it right about now, it's perhaps not the best kind of competence I could do. I could just redo all of this into a more competent layout, but I'm not bothering to, because I'm, you know, why? Cox, why are you not producing any more cox? I don't know. You're here, you're working... but the problem is, if I put on a fast inserter, which might help, it will then take away all of the other iron or steel or whatever. So you're looking at 1.5. Well, we may want to build one of these, which we need, ironically, iron plates for. Did we just... no, we didn't even pick up some of that. That's good. So develop this driller here and plop it, well, right next to the other one that we have got. And then we will expand you down here. Just for the first one, we won't merge it in onto there. It'll just really mess everything up if we did, because all of these would just be on one side, and these would be on the other. It'd be quite a uneven split, so we'll plop you down here. And then we can plop you down right in between, so you can power the neighbouring one as well. We might want to move them in here, which is actually more beneficial, because you can power probably 4 from one, but whatever. Are you able to keep up, or will we need more furnaces? And in that case, we will need to rethink this old thing, which I really don't want to do. It is beginning to queue up, but it is, for the moment at least, being picked up by the bottom furnace. Although, no, it's not now. It's actually queuing up at the bottom. So, that's a problem. I do would like a electrified furnace. When do we get those? That would probably be the next material processing, wouldn't it? And that is currently in red. That's modules. Can we see anything here that resembles a furnace? Yeah, this is all of the things that you can unlock, and you'll have to research to figure out everything. Materials processing, a laser, that'll unlock a laser turret. That's an electric engine. That's automated rail transport. I've never figured out how any of that works. Increase in productivity for mining, explosive or cliff explosives. So we do have elevation going on. And if we go down here, do we have automation 3, which unlocks the next level there. And do we have, what I'm looking for is, oh god, what was it? Logistics? Was that the thing? Logistics level 3? No, it wasn't. But what was I looking for? I've just forgotten. Automation. No, it was materials handling, wasn't it? Rocket silo, artillery. That's new, or maybe I just never used it. That could also be true. Maybe I can find it a bit easier if I go down here to advanced materials processing. Indeed, level 2 unlocks, that's the job. It's level 2 advanced materials processing, where we get an electric furnace, which does require quite a lot of components, which we are nowhere near getting. So that is quite a bit way off. Still, crude oil, bugger me, we've got crude oil down here. That's quite far away. But I need to, so as soon as we can, we need to go down in that general vicinity and sort it out. How many engines have we got? We've got 6. How many do we need to make a car? We need... Where's the car? I've forgotten. Is that in the military section? No, it's not. Is it here then? No. How can I not find the engine? We've got all of the engine bits, but we just need the car. There it is. It was hiding in the middle. So we need 8. And we are on 7, so we need just another one. What are you needing? You're needing a cock. I can put you in there, can't I? I've got a few on me. So let's put the production of engines on hold as we develop one car. Oh no, we don't. We need more iron plate. So grab these. We also need some ammunition, so grab you as well. We could do a splitter here so we actually evenly distribute it. That would be a lot more sense, wouldn't it? But we need a bit more for that, don't we? So we got more ammunition going. That's great. Can we then plop down the car? Oh, it appeared there, so plop it down outside, of course. Otherwise, we end up damaging the bits that we have got. You've got no fuel. You can run on coal, can you not? You've got a vehicle machine gun. So we've got 42 ammo. Pop you in there, right? Run back up to where we had some coal. We can grab that and just run restock it down at the bottom as well. Seeing as that might be useful. Down at the steam engines. Run you out here then. Plop down a bit of coal. Run down here. Stove. Yeah, there we can. So if we hold down control and right click, we take half. That's actually quite sensible, isn't it? So into the car we go. We can then drive off down here and drop off some of that coal that we had. Slow, slow, slow. Oh no, we've gone far. Out we go, pressing N to get you in and out of cars. You've got 282. It's getting a bit low, but we'll just try and quickly slot some of this in. Yeah, we might need more coal facilities soon, because we're burning through quite a lot of it at the moment with 3 different ones going. So let's try and see if we can find that oil. It was down here somewhere, wasn't it? I've hit something, and I've broken the car a bit. Need to pay attention to where I'm going. This is very far away, actually. If we just avoid the enemies. Oh, we've got a bloody great forest. Ow, 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 ow. Evacuate, evacuate, evacuate. We are running away. Initiate evasion maneuvers. Initiate. Oh my word, there's a massive hostile facility down there. Christ on a... Yeah, that's no good. I've just seen exactly what we're going to encounter in that area. That's not great. Do we not have a better facility for that? Because this is not really brilliant. I'll just need to try and navigate through this. This is the base. So let's leave the car up here. First engagement with the enemy was successful. We won. But, yeah, that wasn't really brilliant. And before this all escalates out of control from my point, I think we'll wrap it up for today. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.